If you're over 50 and you've been watching rebounding videos thinking, that looks fun, but there's no way I can do all those fancy moves, I have really good news for you. For 30 days, I did nothing but the health bounce. No jumping, no choreography, my feet barely left the mat, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened to my body because honestly, I was kind of shocked. I'm Wendy and welcome to Pausing Time, where I share real tips on staying healthy, active, and aging powerfully in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. And today we're going to talk about the simplest form of rebounding that gets results. So stick around because if you've been intimidated by rebounding, this might be exactly what you need to hear. Now, let me give you a little backstory. I've been rebounding for a while now and I love it, but I get a lot of comments from women saying, Wendy, I can't keep up with the videos. I can't do the twists and the knee lifts and all the coordination. I feel like I'm failing. And that broke my heart just a little bit because rebounding isn't supposed to make you feel like you're failing. It's supposed to make you feel good. So I started thinking, what if I just went back to the absolute basics? What if I only did the health bounce for a full month and tracked what happened? Now, the health bounce is that gentle up and down movement where your feet stay on the mat or barely leave the mat. There's no impact, there's no footwork. You're literally just bouncing gently in place. And I'll be honest, part of me thought, is this even gonna do anything? Because we're so conditioned to think that we need to work harder, sweat more, jump higher. But I'd been reading about the lymphatic benefits of the health bounce and I was curious. So I committed 30 days, 10 to 15 minutes a day, just the health bounce. No fancy moves. Let's see what happens. So before I get into the real results, let me explain exactly what the health bounce is, because if you're new to rebounding, you might not know. The health bounce is when you stand on the rebounder with your feet about hip width apart, and you just gently push down into the mat and let it spring you back up. Your feet either stays on the mat the whole time or they lift just slightly off the surface. There's no impact on your joints. You're not pounding, you're just trying to not get air and feel the rhythm of the rebounder. And the magic is here, even though it looks super easy, every cell in your body is experiencing that up and down motion. That's what activates your lymphatic system. That's what gets your circulation moving, and that's what helps with inflammation and fluid retention. Sometimes I kept my arms loose, sometimes I'd swing them gently, sometimes I'd put my hands on my hips. I wasn't doing anything crazy. I'd put on a podcast or music and I'd just bounce. And you know what? It was actually kind of meditative. There were days I'd get on the rebounder stressed out from work, and after 10 minutes of just bouncing, I'd feel completely different. So, week 1. I'm not gonna lie, the first few days felt almost too easy. Should I be doing more? Should I add some moves? But I stuck with the plan, health bounce only. And within about 3 days, I started noticing something. I woke up less puffy. My face wasn't as swollen as it usually is in the morning. And honestly, I was shocked because I hadn't changed anything else. Same diet, same schedule. The only difference was that gentle bouncing every morning. By the end of week 1, my legs actually felt lighter. I can't even explain it, but you know that heavy feeling you get in your legs by the end of the day? That was just gone. And I had more energy. I wasn't dragging by 2 p.m. Now I will say the health bounce worked muscles I didn't expect. My calves were a little sore and my core felt engaged in a way that it doesn't when I'm just walking. But it wasn't a bad sore, it was that, oh, something's actually working here. And here's the thing, because it was so gentle, I actually looked forward to it. There was no dread. There was no, ugh, I have to get my workout done. I get on, bounce for 10 minutes and feel good, and that's huge when you're trying to stay consistent. By week 2, things started getting really interesting. My stomach was flatter. Not like a little bit flatter, but noticeably flatter. And I wasn't doing any core work. I wasn't doing crunches or planks, I was just bouncing. And the reason is that the health bounce engages those deep stabilizer muscles. Your core has to work to keep you balanced and stable, even though it doesn't feel like you're working hard. It's sneaky in the best way. I also noticed that my digestion improved. I always had some bloating issues, especially after meals. I eat a lot of pea protein, and that just kind of went away. I think the lymphatic movement. Everything was flowing better, which makes sense. By week 3, I started playing around with the time. Some days I'd do 10 minutes, other days I'd do 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. And honestly, splitting it up worked really well. It kept my energy steady all day. I also want to mention that I never felt exhausted from this. With more intense workouts, I'd sometimes feel drained afterwards. But the health bounce, it energized me. I'd finish and feel like I could go tackle my day. And for someone in their 60s who's dealt with injuries and joint issues, that's priceless. I wasn't risking anything. I wasn't worried about tweaking my wrist or hurting my shoulder. I was just moving my body in a safe, gentle way that actually worked. So, the results. So by week 4, here's what I noticed overall. I lost 3 inches around my waist, not 3 pounds, 3 inches. And that tells me it was inflammation and fluid retention, not muscle. My energy was consistently better. I wasn't having those afternoon crashes. I was sleeping better at night. My body just felt like it was working more efficiently. My skin looked better. I know that sounds weird, but my face was clearer and less puffy. And I think that's the lymphatic drainage doing its job. And probably the biggest thing, my joints felt better. My knees, my hips, my ankles, they all felt more stable and less stiff. The gentle bouncing was lubricating everything without putting stress on anything. Now, I will say this, I didn't lose a ton of weight on the scale, maybe 2 pounds, but I don't really care about the scale anymore because the way my body looked and felt was completely different. My clothes fit better, I had more definition in my legs and my core, and I felt strong, like my body's stable and capable kind of way. And the best part, it was sustainable. This wasn't some crazy intense program that I could keep up for 30 days and then burn out. This was something I could see myself doing for the rest of my life, right? So who is this for? This is perfect for you if you're brand new to fitness and you don't know where to start. If you're recovering from an injury and you need something gentle. If you have balance issues and you're scared of falling. If you're intimidated by all the fancy rebounding videos out there, you don't need coordination. You don't need to be in shape. You just need to be willing to show up and bounce gently for 10 minutes a day. And here's the thing, you can always add more later. Once you get comfortable with the health bounce, you can start adding little variations, but you don't have to. The health bounce alone is enough. This is the proof that less is more. This is the proof that you don't need to crush yourself to get results. And honestly, I think more women over 50 need to hear this message. So, let's recap. For 30 days, I did only the health bounce. No jumping, no choreography, and I still saw results. Less puffiness, flatter stomach, better energy, better sleep, better joints, and I just felt good doing it. If you've been on the fence about rebounding because you think it's too hard or too complicated, I'm giving you permission right now to start with just the health bounce. Get on that rebounder and just gently bounce for 5 or 10 minutes a day. See how you feel. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. And if this video helped you, please give it a like and share it with a friend. Subscribe if you haven't. Let me know if you're intimidated by rebounding. What's holding you back? I love hearing your stories and it helps our community. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.